Howdy one, howdy all. Come hither to hear about one of Texas' greatest men of all. Today marks the 162nd year since the passing of the one and only Sam Houston. Now you may think, what makes this old fart so special? Boy, I have to tell you why. This man's accomplishments and actions are what gives you the right to feel proud and call yourselves Texans today. This little commemorative speech that I've created is merely here in order to talk about this great man and a legend, Sam Houston, for he took the reins of the Army officer positions, both in the Texas Army and the United States Army, in order to fight against all the tyrannies, along with leading our men to great victories in order to preserve all our people's freedoms and liberties for future generations. For he also took the responsibility to stabilize the newly formed Republic of Texas and try to keep it safe from external and internal debts. He was a great military officer, a commander in chief, president, governor, and finally, statesman. Now, this legend does not appear out of thin air. He did have his first career within the military after leaving his family. He would join the U.S. military as a private in the War of 1812. From then, he would demonstrate unwavering courage in the face of his own pain and mortality. During the Battle of Horseshoe Bend, after suffering an arrow to the thigh, he still got up to fight the British and the Native American allies that fought against our American compatriots, while also getting hit by two musket balls later on in that fight. They would later win that battle, and because of his courage, along with other virtues that he demonstrated as a soldier, as a private, he got ranked up all the way to third lieutenant in the U.S. Army. But he wasn't happy then yet. He wanted more. He resigned and would travel down to the south of Tejas, Texas back then, where the preconditions for trouble between Texans and Mexican authorities were already established, and would fight for Texans against the Mexican dictator Santa Anna. As provided, thank you for Randolph B. Campbell for his article in A Sea of Blood and Smoking Ruin for this excerpt and information. After hearing about the great troubles that were happening down in Texas and wanting to help preserve the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of the Texians that were living down in Tejas, he would become the top general of the Texian army, surround Santa Anna, and then capture him during the Battle of San Jacinto and procure the Treaty of Velasco, giving us our nationhood and our freedom to be separate from Mexico. Now, sadly, after getting the treaties, forming the new republic was not very easy, nor to take care of. There was a lot of debts we had to settle, and Sam Houston was given a big order to deal with. After just scraping by and winning the Battle of San Jacinto, Sam Houston, this great legend of ours, was voted in as president of the newly formed Republic of Texas for his leadership and service to the Texians during his fight against the Mexican army for their freedom and nationhood. He will serve 2 terms and be known as the cautious president due to the fact that he understood the precarious situations that the Republic was in. He had to increase certain taxes, which made a lot of people angry, but he only did so in order to pay off the debts. And he tried to make a lot of treaties with the Native Americans that he so graciously was best friends with. In fact, he is recognized by the Creek Nation as being one of their friendly foreigner outsiders and was given the name the Raven for his fight and support to the Creek Nation. He made sure to make peace with the Indian tribes within the Texas territory and give them their own land, and was also trying to get America to annex Texas, for he understood that we couldn't stand on our own anymore. He did so and managed to get Texas to have all its debt paid off and sacrifice some of the northern lands to create other states for America to use for different states later on in its history. He did, however, choose a different selection to become the USS Senator to represent Texas. He fought and fought and fought for Texas representation, for America, and he so got it. His amazing prize and reward. And his reward finally was becoming senator, which you get to fight on more avenues on different discussions. Now, mind you, he was politically independent. He did not care to become part of the Democrats or the No Whigs. He had his own independent mind thinking and couldn't fit anywhere. And that would soon follow him at the end of his 13th year as being senator when the southern states were starting to secede. Sadly, they made him try to take the oath of the Confederacy, and he had to decline. As senator, he had to endure many hardships for his own political views, in which he had to lose a lot of longtime friends who abandoned him, and he had to endure accusations of cowardice and being a traitor to the South, as reported by Miles Smith, who's the author of The Road Out of the Democratic Party as a Heretic article. Amazing article, by the way. I would like to conclude this speech as from fighting the royal British and authoritarian Mexicans, from establishing no rule in America and Texas, to establishing the newly formed nation and guiding to stability, prosperity, and liberty, Sam Houston will go down in history as one of the most legendary founding fathers and frontiersmen this nation has ever seen. Under his leadership, military knowledge, and wisdom, he is definitely guaranteed a spot within our Hall of History and Fame. I love Sam Houston a lot. I hope you do so too after hearing this whole speech of mine. Thank you so much, and Gigum.